Live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media, the fake news out there, and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning. Over 80 show partners now, 80 categories of expertise where we help you understand more about different types of buying decisions that you have out there, making you just a bit more street smart here. That's the goal of our show, the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Pull out your smartphone, save our Consumer Advocate hotline number in your phone, 813-670-7372. That's our Consumer Advocate hotline. Don't forget our number. Save it in your phone, 813-670-REQB. And our website is consumerqb.com, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available there. You can see our blog sites, recent shows. Click on the contact form. You can submit an email form directly to us and our producers, and we're going to make sure we get back to you before our head hits the pillow. Also, you can see all of our expert contributors tab, all their information just by clicking on that expert contributors tab. You'll see their phone numbers, emails, all their information there available at consumerqb.com. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Mario Larrea, he's a mortgage specialist for Home First Lending. Welcome back in, sir.
Hey, Brandon, great to be here.
Awesome.
Glad to be in the AC. It's ridiculous right now outside. It's so hot. So I'll be going over some market conditions, kind of what's going on out there in the real estate and mortgage world, and some stories of stuff that's happened recently with some of my clients. So.
Yeah, I love that. I love to hear the success stories, things happening in the marketplace. That's awesome. And then also Manny Febre. He's the vice president of Febre Frameworks. He's a real estate photographer. You got the drone videos, all that cool stuff flying out there. How are things going?
We're doing great, Brandon. We're really excited to be here. We just got Zillow certified, so I'm really happy about that.
Nice.
And we're expanding out to our Orlando market and really trying to, grow that area. So this is great and always good to be here.
Awesome, man. I love it. Good stuff. You guys do awesome quality work. Check out our video on Vimeo and YouTube for 5208 East Longboat Boulevard. That was such a beautiful property. And some of the other properties that you've done look great, man. We really appreciate that. Jason Brooks in the house as well. He's the vice president of retail sales for E-Mortgage Management. Welcome in, sir.
Great to be here again. I'd second Mario. It is a little too warm outside. I could use a little cool air, but we're going to talk a little history today with reverse mortgage, and also go over some specific examples of how you can use that, not only for reprieve, but also for investment purposes. So.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. Good stuff. All-star lineup here today, helping you win in any marketplace. That is the goal of our show. Giving a shout-out to Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza in Tampa, 2223 North West Shore Boulevard in Tampa. Brio Tuscan Grill in an International Plaza mall. You will discover an Italian menu, drinks, and cozy atmosphere, bringing you the pleasures of the Tuscan Country Villa to Tampa. And we invite you to make a reservation over at Brio Tuscan Grill, one of our restaurant partners here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Awesome food, courteous staff, and we just have a great time going over there after we do our show here. We have a great time over at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza in Tampa. And we always like to start our show off with a little personal development. So we're going to hit you with the audible here today. So Dr. Edward Banfield of Harvard conducted a 50-year study detailing and analyzing the upward socioeconomic mobility in the United States and other countries. We want to determine, hey, what's the number one reason why people either get successful, they obtain success and prosperity, or not. And there's so many reasons why some people move up the socioeconomic ladder, classes and generations to generations, sometimes starting at laboring jobs and then becoming wealthy in one lifetime with hard work. And why does this happen and to others and not others? Well, according to Banfield, he wanted to know what the common denominator was, and his conclusion was that the number one factor is long-time perspective. Developing that long-time perspective when you're going into a decision or a business decision, or you're planning your business plan, putting together your business plan. So the number one factor is how long you plan in the future. And some cultures even plan generations into the future when they look at setting up businesses. So you see that example come true in the hopeless drunk or the alcoholic, the drug addict. They're looking for that next fix, like the next hour. They're looking for the next fix, the next drink. Whereas successful business people, successful entrepreneurs, they're thinking long term. They're developing long term and having that innovative thought process. So there's your nuggets of advice from the Consumer Quarterback Show, calling that audible today, helping you win in any marketplace. That is the goal of our show. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Mario Larrea is in the house. He's a mortgage expert here in Tampa Bay, Home First Lending. And what are you seeing out there?
Just like I was saying last time I was on, homes are moving fast. This is the fourth year in a row that the inventory has decreased consistently. So, there are very limited opportunities to purchase the home that you want.
Yep.
Rates are low right now. Once they start rising, which they're going to start rising, you're not going to be able to purchase as much of a house. And, people have set bills, budgeted for the homes, and that's going to start interfering with that as well. So if you're looking to purchase right now is the time. Rates are still great. There's a lot of programs opening up, and you got to get out there quick because the houses are moving very fast. They were saying that the average day, the average availability for a home on the market has decreased a lot this year. It's an average of 27 days nationally.
Wow.
So it's, they're really, really moving. There's a lot more buyers out there than there are homes for sale.
That's right, and that's where you see the building and upticks as well. The new housing starts. Seems like everywhere we look, every corner, there's a lot being cleared. They're putting in new apartment complexes for some of the folks that are forced into being a renter versus an owner. And we always like to talk to the renters out there and talk to them about putting together a rent versus own analysis for them. And we had some calls in last time we made that offer. So I think maybe later in the show we'll make that offer again for the renters out there because they're throwing money away.
Yeah, definitely. And right now they say it's 30% cheaper to purchase a home rather than rent. So,
wow.
You're retaining money, you're getting tax write-offs from it, and it's your own home. So it's so much better, financially for everybody to purchase rather than, just throw your money away and rent, and it'll save you money.
That's right. Yeah, there's multiple ways that you're going to save money in home ownership versus renting. So number one is you're going to be able to experience the equity pay down, and you're paying down that mortgage every month. And that difference in appreciation is you're going to have that's wealth that you're creating. Number two, you're going to have tax advantages. You're going to be able to write off a certain amount of your mortgage interest paid, tax advantages there. You're going to have appreciation year over year. The kind of the rule of thumb is every 20 years, real estate doubles in the price. So every 20 years, you're going to have doubled your money versus, try finding that in the stock market or some type of a guarantee similar to that. And so there's lots of ways that you look at real estate. It's such a great position to be in. We definitely, want to talk to any renters out there. If you're out there on the fence, you're thinking about renting or you're renting, but you're thinking about owning, you want to get into home ownership. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's do a rent versus own analysis for you. Rent versus own analysis. Just text the word rent and the amount of rent that you're paying to our Consumer Advocate hotline. Text the word rent and the amount of rent that you're paying. We're going to give you a rent versus own analysis. It's going to break down the amount of rent that you're paying your landlord's mortgage, making him more wealthy every month versus yourself. Basically, yeah, you get to live there, but you can't throw the cool parties. You can't have, you can't do some of the paint that you might want to do, right? But we want to get you into home ownership. We want to help you leave a better legacy for your children. So text the word rent and the amount of rent that you're paying to 813-670-7372. Text the word rent, and we're going to get you a rent versus own analysis. So Mario, let's talk about the reverse side of that. What does that process look like? How does that look and feel?
Well, the other thing too that you had mentioned about renters, one of the biggest misconceptions I get a lot of times is people don't think that they can get into the home because they need 20% down.
Right.
Not the case.
Yeah.
I have programs with as little as 1% down. There's homeowners. There's first-time home buyer programs where they'll actually grant you money. So, there's a lot of different options out there, and a lot of people that don't think that they can purchase can. So, give me a call. I'll take a look at your situation. If it's not today, I can give you, a game plan to look ahead for 6 months or something like that in order to, get there and be able to purchase. Now, another thing you touched on is the appreciation right now. National or they're projecting them to increase an average of 5%. Now here in Florida, we're probably a little bit higher than that on the higher end of the average. So, you're going to make money off of it. And right now, rates are low enough you can actually save money while you're doing it.
Yeah, I like that. Be proactive and set that game plan. Too many times we have this instant gratification society that we live in. We all heard of that. These smartphones, we're always, getting instant gratification. We post something on Facebook or Instagram and we look back 30 minutes. Oh, look how many likes I got. I got a bunch of likes on that. So it's instant gratification. Matter of fact, on the way in, I saw a sign on the side of the road. I couldn't believe it. It said antiques manufactured while you wait. That's kind of the mentality of our society, right? Antiques manufactured while you wait. It's a joke, but yeah. So that's the idea. So instead of being instant gratification, full of that, I like what Mario said here is listen. Even if it's a 6-month plan, an 8-month plan, a year or more, get that plan in place, set a budget in place, and then put aside some of that money for your down payment, and then you got a 1% down program that Mario was talking about. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool program that we have. It's really a 3% down program. However, the lender picks up 2% with no ramifications to you. So it's a little different than like the first-time home buyer programs where they put a lien against your property for a certain period of time. This, they actually just grant you the money right at closing. So you walk in with 1% down, you end up with 3% equity. So
nice.
It's a great program, and the rates are excellent. There is lower MI rates, mortgage insurance rates on them as well. So overall, it's a pretty low cost loan.
It's a great market to be in here in Tampa Bay, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Bradenton, Sarasota, out to Orlando. We've got a large signal here with our stations and our syndications as well, down to Fort Myers, Naples as well. And we want to make sure you are taken care of as a consumer advocate. We're your number one consumer advocate. Giving a big shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties, 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. We would love to hear from you. Any of our sponsors that you'd like to talk to, we're going to get you in direct contact with the best in Tampa Bay. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. And coming up as well, more from our expert contributors. We're going to talk some real estate photography with Manny Febre. He's the vice president of Febre Frameworks. And we're going to talk about these drones and all those cool things happening in that space, some of maybe the legal changes that might be coming. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, everybody. I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. visit Pasco County, Florida.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. I'm the owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and I'm a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Recently featured in Florida Realtor Magazine again for the third time, the July issue of 2017. I was featured on the cover story, recognized for our innovation with marketing, and they called it fanatical prospecting. But we're going to help our sellers out there maximize the profits on the sale of their real estate, and we've got a couple of hot ones here that I want to let you know about. And 1646 Sherwood Street in Clearwater. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property, $239,000 just listed. Owner is motivated here, and this is a concrete block construction home and a beautiful buying opportunity. Corner lot, nice fenced-in backyard, lots of little extras to name here. 1646 Sherwood Street in Clearwater, 3-bedroom, 2-bath property, beautiful home. And 5208 East Longboat Boulevard, another beautiful property, 5 bedrooms, 3 and 1/2 bath. Bring your boat. You got bay access to the Upper Tampa Bay. You can boat to dinner here. $846,000 just reduced, and it's bring your boat to this beautiful Mediterranean palace here. Great property, over 4,100 square feet. And by the way, both of these properties were photography was done by Febre Photography. Manny and his team did a great job. Sean Febre, Manny Febre, Kenny out there on the team, and you got a growing team. You guys are growing out there. And let's go ahead and talk with Manny Febre here. He's in the house. He's the vice president of Febre Frameworks. Check out some of his beautiful work that he's done for our properties and many other real estate agents in the Tampa Bay market.
Yeah, it's good to be here. And what I wanted to touch on today, Brandon, was we just got Zillow certified. And a lot of people are asking questions, trying to figure out what exactly that is. And what that exactly is it's a video walkthrough, but with a handheld device. And what it does is it shoots you up to the top of the list in Zillow, which helps out with your listings. So not only do you have the MLS, but after a while, your listing kind of, goes down to the bottom. You do a Zillow video walkthrough, and all of a sudden you're right back up at the top. So it really helps out with your positioning, with a lot of people that, don't have access to the MLS. They're looking for homes on Zillow, and they see your house there, the listing, and they call, So
you have to do that on a smartphone?
Yeah, it's basically like a handheld stabilizer.
Okay.
And, our photographers go out there and they kind of do it like the video walkthroughs, like the little short films that we do.
Yep.
And, it's a little bit, the quality is, cell phone quality, but at the same time, really, the biggest thing is shoots it up, to the top of the list, And
it has to be through the app, right?
Yeah, it's through the app. So, we had to do a certain amount to get, certified. And once we got certified now, Zillow was calling us, hey, would you guys like to, join our team and, help us out? And we were all for it. It's another avenue for us. And, a lot of realtors don't know about it, but, it's something that's going to be catching on, fast.
Yeah.
And, if you haven't done one, you should do one. Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to touch on was the Orlando market.
Yep.
Right now, if you're a realtor in the Orlando market and you know other realtors out there, we're giving a 10% referral fee for anybody who refers another Orlando realtor, because we really want to go out there. We're there. We got photographers there. Now we just want to get that market, because
Right.
in Tampa we're doing a really great job, and I really want to get that Orlando market started. We got Walt Disney, we got a lot of different people there, and the housing market there is really big too. So
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and get out there. So we've been talking about that. And the other thing is if you're a broker and a lot of people, I've been going to different brokers here and there, trying to tell them, hey, you should use professional photography. And there's a lot of people that, still take their own pictures, which is, damaging their sale. So what I've been telling them is, have me come in. There's a whole bunch of new technology out there that nobody knows about. And we can come in and tell all the realtors in your broker, hey, this is what's going on. This is how you can, strategize to, beat the other realtors with your listing presentations or whatever it is to get the listing, market it, sell it fast, and get the next one.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of a hot and cold thing with me when we think about that Z word.
Yeah, I know.
Because they take our inventory as realtors, sell it back to us at some very high cost, and mortgages as well. They sell that space. And now they're selling. There's petitions going around. Not to get in too much detail, but I have seen petitions going around because there's rumors that they might try to start their own real estate company. They already have these allegedly like these direct offers. So it's getting, and it's really dumb on our part as realtors, as the board of realtors, to allow that to happen. So I don't know. I better get off that bunny trail before I get in trouble.
All right. So anyways, besides the Zillow,
what's my disclaimer? Can I put a disclaimer at the bottom? That's just an opinion, right? Okay. But so ultimately back to helping you win in any marketplace.
Yeah.
So as a seller out there, I mean, that's something you want to make sure you're going to ask that question of your listing agent. And it's like, hey, are you going to be using Febre frameworks for your photography? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
but a
vice versa, though.
Yeah, a professional photographer, right? I mean, that's they want to insist on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's the other thing. With the new technology out there, there's a lot of people unaware that we do it, but we do it at a very inexpensive price, because the Matterport is the 3D virtual tour, which you basically walk through the house. A lot of people don't know that we offer that, or companies in the Tampa Bay area offer it, or they think it's too expensive to do it, and they miss out. So I just want to spread that word that we do that, and it can help bring out-of-state buyers, different avenues than just the local market.
Right.
So this package here is very inexpensive. Comes with an aerial video, comes with drone shots. It comes with your single page website. I mean, it comes with the whole marketing kit to sell the listing fast.
Nice. So you include a single property website with that?
Absolutely, Brandon.
That's pretty cool.
We include it, and what it does is, it has everything on there. So you can use it for social media, post it wherever you want. It has your Matterport, it has your aerial video, it has your photos, it even has a picture of your, the realtor, yourself, and it helps out, so somebody's like a one-stop shop. Instead of like looking all over the place for all this, it's just one page. Here's all the information. Here's your listing. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, no, that's great. And it also helps with the search engine optimization, a lot of different parts of the real estate process. Manny Febre here in studio with the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. Also in studio, Mario Larrea. He's a mortgage specialist with Home First Lending. And then Jason Brooks as well, Vice President and Retail Sales for eMortgage Management. And let's go ahead and bring Jason in the conversation show. Jason, what are you seeing out there? How's the market treating you? You guys are busy?
Oh, we're really busy. We're doing a lot of really cool things on the technology side. One of the to kind of piggyback a little bit, 87%, I think was the study. It was 87% now of people, when they go to a website, they're not reading content. They're looking for pictures and videos. So the quality needs to be there. Me and being a consumer myself, when I do that, even now. So going back 5 years ago, I remember when we were looking at houses, we'd find pictures online, then we'd get to the property and it looked nothing like the pictures that was online, and that's disappointing, right? Yeah. It could be good or bad. Usually,
as Manny's
it was bad.
Laughing. Manny's kind of snickering about that.
So obviously, being connected into the real estate business myself, it's one of those things where yes, the quality of the work that's being done is a direct reflection of the ability to get that property listed and sold quickly. So As far as the, we're growing at a very rapid pace. We just added, I think, our 8th full-time processor. We're closing about roughly 110 loans a month, 100 loans a month right now.
Nice.
And we're pushing a lot with the reverse side. Reverse has been a really good facet for what we do. There's the things that you can do with a reverse mortgage out there are they're endless. I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I asked them 2 very quick questions. I said, so if you took out a new loan today and you were paying 4%, would you consider that good? And they said, yeah, pretty good. I said, what if you were taking out a loan today for 4% and you were taking the money you borrowed and earning 6 to 8?
Yeah.
What are you paying for the money?
Mm-hmm.
And it took them a second to realize that you're actually paying nothing for the money. You're making money on your money. So there's a lot of investment opportunities, a lot of short-term investment opportunities, especially locally here in the Tampa Bay area. So there's a lot of other things to do with the money.
I like that.
One of the things that we do quite a bit of is just a standard rate and term refinance on a reverse mortgage, and then we offer a credit line. So you're not necessarily paying for the extra money that you're borrowing, but it's there as a safety net, but it's also there to use for investment type purposes. So at the end of the day, we'd love to, chat more about what it is that we can do to help with those customers.
When we come back, we're going to dive deeper into that, talk more about that home equity conversion mortgage, talk more with our expert contributors here in studio. We got a feel-good story coming up as well, and more from our expert contributors. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
Yeah, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty. And we're giving a big shout out to Felicia Lacaille with Healthy Gourmet. And it's a meal delivery service. Meal plan starting at $90 a week. Optimal fuel, optimal performance. Shout out to Felicia Lacaille and her team at Healthy Gourmet. Organic veggies and natural proteins delivered fresh 3 times a week to your home or office. Big shout out to Felicia Lakaya and her team. Healthy gourmet, organic veggies, natural proteins. What else do you have in this world if you don't have your health? And if you factor that in, you're getting about 10 meals a week at $90. It's about $10 a meal. You're going to pay that anywhere you go anyways. Might as well have it delivered fresh to your home or office. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I love it. The taste buds are just waiting to find out what she's dropping off that day. It's just something new every day. So I love Healthy Gourmet, and you should too. And also giving a shout out to Signature Massage and Facial Spa. They've got early bird rates at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday. You get a 1-hour Swedish massage at $39, $39.95. No contracts or memberships required. Signature Massage and Facial Spa in Tampa Bay. They are located in Town and Country area next to the LA Fitness at 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. Signature Massage and Facial Spa. All types of different facial treatments and skincare treatments as well, and different types of massage as well. Deep tissue, sports, Swedish, signature, couples, hot stone massage. Say hello to my friends over at Signature Massage and Facial Spa in Tampa Bay. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and you're going to get a 10% discount off of your services just by mentioning the RELAX coupon code. RELAX. We all need to relax a little bit sometimes, right? Stressful. We live in this stressful world that we're in. And all right, we're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. Mario Larrea, he's a mortgage specialist here with Home First Lending. Manny Febre in the house, vice president of Febre Frameworks. They are rapidly expanding. They're growing into Orlando. And him and his brother Sean run the company. And Jason Brooks as well, vice president of retail sales for E-Mortgage Management, and actually Delbro Mortgage as well. So before the break, we were kind of talking about these misunderstood, these home equity conversion mortgages that can really give you a lot of options when you're looking at either refinancing, you're looking at a purchase option as well.
Right, yeah.
And then, you look at the opportunity to leverage. That's what it's all about.
Right, exactly. And it's funny, if you take 10 people who have made a significant amount of wealth for themselves that wasn't given to them.
Oh, the silver spoon?
Yes.
Yeah,
7 out of 10 of them made it in real estate at some point.
Right.
One of the things that I learned years ago, I've been in the business now about 16 years. I bought my first house with a 15-year mortgage, and every 3 to 5 years I would refinance that house and take the max amount of cash out and put it to the side and just do another 15-year loan. My payment stays the same. I can manage to that because I have an income.
Yep.
What changes, though, is now I'm earning compounded interest at a much higher rate on the equity that I'm pulling out that's tax-free money when I pull it.
I like that.
So it compounds. Every 8 years it's doubling. So you start doing the math on how that can work out over, if you're doing it every 3 to 4 years or 5 years, you can very quickly put a lot of money away without doing anything. That money's working for me. I'm not working for it.
Albert Einstein said that's the 7th wonder of the world or the 8th wonder of the world, right?
Right.
Compounding.
Right.
You hear that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, it's just another way. I mean, I get calls a lot of, somebody, hey, a friend of mine, hey, I need to get 30 to 40 grand. I got this investment opportunity and I don't want to pass it up. I'm like, take advantage of the equity you have in your property, you know, and they never even think that that's even an option. So, whether it's an equity line, whether it's just a traditional refinance transaction, paying off debt, consolidating bad debt, that kind of thing. But all of the things above, as far as, with the HECM, home equity conversion mortgage started in 1989. That's when FHA was initially insured to do them. Prior to that, the first one was done in 1961 out of Portland, Oregon. So it took a little while for that to become an insured loan. But since 1989, it's been a really, really good tool for people entering into retirement. And it's a great opportunity. It's much more popular with the baby boomers than it was prior, and a lot of that there was some stigma in the 90s with it. These are a lot different than they were then. There was a lot of private type reverse that's not around now. These are FHA, federally insured mortgages,
non-recourse loan,
and non-recourse, exactly. So your heirs, your family is not responsible for a negative equity position 25 years from now if you got in that position and you beat the odds, so to speak. But in the interim, you've saved tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in that time frame by not making payments on the mortgage.
Wow.
And living there, as it's yours, and it is yours. You keep the home; it doesn't go away.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's a great product, and you look at 61 or older, 62, whatever that age is there, and then you're looking at when seniors are aging in place. There's things that come up, the cost of health care, the car breaks down, the grandkids need help with college. There's all these different reasons why people might want to just explore it, just reach out and find out more about it. And
talk to a professional.
That's right.
Talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. It's amazing how many fallacies, so to speak, are out there in regards to it. I get the same questions over and over. But it is a very safe way to secure a very comfortable retirement.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And the home equity conversion mortgage is what we're talking about here. Jason Brooks with eMortgage Management. Delbro Mortgage is one of the best in the business when it comes to that. And you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. We have over 80 show partners now with the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your health, your lifestyle, recreation wheel, and each spoke extending out, representing another one of our expert contributors, the finest folks in all of Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region that we've assembled and we vetted and we bring on the show to entertain, educate, but most importantly, we want to engage you. So how can we engage? You got to reach out at our hotline or our website. ConsumerQB.com is our website. Just click on the contact form there, ConsumerQB.com. And you can also call or text at 813-670-7372. Give us a call or a text message. We would love to hear from you, 670-7372. And if you're a business owner out there and you want to learn more about maybe coming on our show, we also have a gratitude party next week that you could come join us with next Wednesday night. But we'd love to hear from you and talk more about how we could possibly get you in on our show. We have expert contributors for a lot of different areas still available as well. So yeah, Jason, let's kind of open this up to the whole the whole panel here. When you look at the Tampa Bay market, you look at the economy. Some people are talking about, the mortgages, the market's slowing down again. It's getting to a point where there might be another bubble. I want to get your takes on that. What are you seeing? What would you answer that to a particular client who's saying, what is there another bubble coming?
I guess I'll start with that.
Yeah.
There's theory on a lot of things. Every market's different. And I'm very familiar because I'm in multiple different states, and each market reacts differently to different things. I don't foresee a real estate bubble, nowhere near in the sense of what we saw before, because there's so many stops in place now that weren't there before that kind of caused that kind of a problem.
Right.
Economically, they talk about a slowdown, but I never really saw it speed up. So the reality there is I guess it's perception.
Right.
My background is actually stocks and commodities, so I pay a lot of attention to currencies and trade, and there's a lot of there's a lot of big things that could happen. But at the end of the day, the market that we're in right now, it's a really good market. It's cheaper to own a home than it is to buy a home.
Right.
And if you're not taking advantage of that, then at the end of the day, you're going to pay more money.
That's right. That's real simple.
Yep.
Anybody else?
Yeah. The other thing too, kind of like he was saying with the stops in place. I mean, back in 2006 and prior, 2007 and prior, I mean, if you were alive, you basically could qualify for anything. I mean, there was all kinds of loans that, I was doing loans back then, but I was pretty young, so I didn't think anything of it. I was like, these guys all are older than me. They've got to know more than I do. And I was doing a lot of subprime. And once it crashed, I started looking at it. I'm like, how did I not see that this is absolutely ridiculous that somebody can just walk in with they are on a salary and they come in and tell you that they're making whatever they're making. They can document it. So, we're not going to see a lot of that. And the other thing too, again, with what they're saying of rates going up, it's going to start curbing the, some of the appreciation too, because, like I was saying before, people aren't going to be able to afford quite as much as they can now. So I don't really see anything coming, anytime soon. I would agree with that. But
going negative is a little bit different than slowing down on appreciation. I mean, we've been averaging over the last 4 years about 9.5% to 12% per year as an average. That's obviously too high. But it's not. I don't see that going backwards. I 2 to 3%, 4% moderate growth. I think that's realistic.
One thing that does scare me is you talk about the currency differentiation. Trump talked about it in the election. You look at the currency manipulation going on. He's saying, pointing fingers at China, and then they could probably point fingers back at us. I mean, we're printing money too. So that's the one thing that does scare me. You look at that as potentially the next type of a bubble or recession or
There's
crash.
theory about that right now, about potentially moving away to a world currency versus an individual country based. Right now the dollar is the world currency, but what if that changes? Obviously, that's a big what if that's probably over all of our heads at this table.
Yeah, that's scary.
But yeah, I mean, you can, fear is a motivator in some cases, but it can also paralyze you.
Yes.
I made some decisions in 04, 05, 06 that cost me a lot of money, but looking back at them now, I wouldn't have changed them.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I kind of like what you said before about vision and long term.
Yep.
I'm looking 5, 6, 8, 10 years out. I can tell you right now, regardless of the fact, my house, my property, my income, everything that I know should move will go up in that time frame.
Right.
So I'm not too concerned about the next 6 to 12 months per se.
Yep, that's the idea. Plan ahead. Think a layer deeper. We want to make you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we bring on all the expert contributors to help you win with that. So we want to give a big shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. Also, our official hotel partner, Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. Spanish ancestry meets cool Mediterranean attitude. Whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites with balconies overlooking the intercoastal waterway. Rooftop yoga on the weekends. And the Castile restaurant. You can have breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You don't have to stay there. You can go to the Castile restaurant. Check it out. They've got karaoke on Thursday nights now. And also they're doing service industry night on Sundays as well. Sin Day on Sundays. And check them out. Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora, St. Pete Beach. The first new hotel built on St. Pete Beach in decades. And that is our hotel partner. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. You're going to get a 15 to 20% discount off of your stay. All right, when we come back, more from our expert contributors. We're also going to have our Tell Me Something Good segment coming up. And Miss Braylon Rhymes is going to be reading that for us. So stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay. Former USF football player, played on the inaugural football team at the University of South Florida as well. And now we're quarterbacking transitions in life through our sales and our real estate business, quarterbacking introductions to all of our expert contributors, and we're helping you win in any marketplace. And I got a couple of hot properties I want to let you know about. We got 422 Park Street South in St. Petersburg. This is a great property just one block north of the water down by the Skyway Bridge. 422 Park Street South, St. Petersburg. $339,000, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, and it just listed. A beautiful property, nice remodel job done by the owners there. Also, 10616 Cape Hatteras Drive in Tampa. Palm Bay is the subdivision. It's a gated community within a gated community. 4 bedrooms, 2 and 1/2 bath. $388,000. Great buying opportunity. Actually, just reduced as well, down to $385,000, I believe. 10616 Cape Hatteras Drive in Tampa. A couple of great buying opportunities here in beautiful Tampa Bay. All right, in studio today with me, we've got Mario Larrea. He's a mortgage specialist with Home First Lending. Manny Febre, he's the vice president of Febre Frameworks, and Jason Brooks as well, vice president of retail sales for E-Mortgage Management, reverse mortgage specialist. And we are going to do a Tell Me Something Good segment here.
Tell me something good.
All right, so we've got a great story here. An anonymous woman treats 25 firefighters to dinner. Go ahead, Braylon.
Members of the Colton Fire Department had been fighting a fire in La
Loma
Hills, California, for 8 hours straight on Saturday before taking a break and heading to a local Denny's for dinner. While eating, an anonymous woman told the Denny's staff that she wanted to buy all of the firefighters' meals. There were 25 firefighters in the restaurant at that time. She paid $355 for the food, plus a $50 tip, and got a $100 gift card to buy dessert for the next round of arriving firefighters. By the time the waitstaff had told the firefighters, the woman was already gone. Fire Department Public Information Officer Captain Tom DeBillis told CNN the woman approached the counter and said she wanted to pay for the firefighters' meals, but didn't want to be recognized.
Awesome. That's a good story right there. They've been busy this year. The firefighters out there have been busy fighting those fires. And when you're driving I-75, we went down south last weekend, went down to Sanibel. And, man, you can just see it on the side of the road all over the place, just burnt trees, the remnants of different trees. And I guess more so in California, some of the other areas out there getting hit harder. But that's a great story. We love to tell you something good here. Anonymous woman treats 25 firefighters to dinner. So good job, Braylon. That was pretty cool. Good stuff. All right, so we do have a top 5. You guys ready for the top 5?
Yep.
All right, top 5 most dependable automobile brands of 2016. All right, so dependable automobile brands of 2016. All right, so Mario Larrea, you're
Honda.
up first. Honda is not on the list. I would think so. That's one that comes to mind. Manny.
I'm going to go with Chevrolet.
Chevrolet. I don't see Chevy, but I'm gonna have to see. I think this one might be kind of like a Chevrolet. I'll say it.
I'm gonna have to go with Cadillac because I'm a little partial to those.
Oh, Cadillac.
Yeah.
Who makes Cadillac? That's the separate
GMC.
brand? That's GMC.
Yeah.
All right, you got that one, buddy. So GMC. I was wondering if that was the one that Manny guessed.
Yeah, same as Chevy.
So number 5 on the list. It's 120 problems per 100 vehicles. So it's a 2.4 increase in dependability. So number 5 on the list, that's the dependability score from 2015. All right, so we got 4 left. We got 4 slots left. Let's see.
Toyota.
Toyota is going to be number 4 on the list as well.
That's all there is to it.
113 problems per 100 vehicles, a 1.8% decrease in dependability. Good stuff. The top 3 spots are left for the top most dependable automobile brands of 2016. What, you want to guess?
Yes.
You're sitting here right in front of the
I'm
list.
not looking at it.
Okay, go ahead. Guess. What would you guess?
Mercedes?
Mercedes? Oh, I'm going to have to buzz you.
I'm the buzzer.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
All right, who's up? Is that Manny?
I'm going to go with Nissan.
Nissan? Man, I'm the buzzer guy a lot.
Really? See, that was mine, so I'm glad you said that. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Hyundai.
No.
I love it.
You guys want to keep going, or you want me to tell you?
I mean, I'm running out of options.
Yeah.
Braylon, go ahead. Braylon's got another guess, she says.
Lexus?
Lexus is number one on the list, surprisingly.
Oh, how about that?
Nice, good
Lexus
stuff.
and Toyota are the same company.
Yeah,
Lexus, you're right. Was that your guess?
No.
Okay. Somebody did guess that.
So then Infinity, how's that sound? Since it's a subset of
Lexus
of
and
Nissan.
Toyota are the same, right? And then, okay, so number 2 is Porsche.
Okay.
So I don't think that's associated with any other. And then number 3 was Buick. So Buick. So yeah, so there's your top 5 most dependable automobile brands of 2016. All right, let's jump into our lightning round.
Love it.
We're gonna go into our lightning round. Tell you something good in the lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning round.
Top tips, things to do, things to avoid, nuggets of advice. Mario Larrea.
Definitely with anything, especially mortgages, talk to a professional. Do yourself a favor to get with somebody locally here that you can meet with in person should you need to. It makes things a lot easier. In general, there's a lot of documentation you have to provide. So, if you not always running to scan everything, you can always walk in, but it gives it a real personal feel. And also, you know exactly who you're dealing with.
Yeah, good point. I like that. The face-to-face is going to be good. And especially if you're dealing with a mortgage, it's one of your most important investments. It's one of your most important, do you really want to be dealing with somebody in California who's promising you an eighth of a point better or whatever they do to, essentially when you look at some of those models, it's who can outlie the other the most,
Right. Unfortunately, it is. In the beginning, you get a lot of that in mortgages. So it's unfortunate, but, it does happen.
That's right. Manny Febre Frameworks, real estate photographer.
So what I'm going to say is, realtors, stop taking your own pictures, because trust me, they're laughing behind your back. So
you hear it, huh?
Stick with what you're good at.
Yeah, we're very inexpensive. If you want to market your property right, give us a call. We have a $100 package that includes drone aerials. You can't beat it. And if you have a vacant house and you don't want to spend all the money staging it, we do virtual staging, and it'll help, present the house a little bit better there.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, some of the virtual staging. I remember seeing a disclaimer coming from the Florida Realtor Board or something about that. You got to be real careful to disclaim that, I think, when you write the listing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. And the Matador technology, the aerial drones. What's real quick on the drone space? Is there any changes with that? Any kind of changes lately?
I haven't heard of it, but I'm pretty sure it's ever changing. There's always new laws going in with that. We're just trying to avoid accidents when you're up there in the air.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of helicopters. You don't notice it unless you're flying drones all the time, but you have like news helicopters.
Yeah.
Police helicopters that fly very low. So if you're just doing it for fun, you might want to be careful up there, because it's not a game. It's not a toy. Even though a lot of people say it is, it really isn't. It really could, hurt something or hurt somebody.
Come down and hit somebody on the head.
Yeah, or anything.
Hurt somebody's. Watch out for those.
Shot out of the air by a neighbor. Yeah.
With the potato. That's what I was
That's where I get nervous. I get nervous when I'm in a vacant land, maybe in like Zephyr Hills somewhere, and there's nobody out there. I'm like, this thing's coming out the air. I know somebody's going to
worry about those potato guns. We used to make those potato guns back in the day. Real quick, mortgage advice, Jason.
Oh, goodness. Be wary. If you hear something out there that sounds crazy, we all get our money from the same place. Your interest rate, your closing costs, that's the same thing. That's the price of your loan.
Right.
You can pay now, pay later. The no closing costs, this kind of stuff. At the end of the day, the costs are there. Just be wary. Consult a professional. Get multiple opinions. And be comfortable with who you're dealing with.
Good stuff. Yeah, I want to thank all of our expert contributors for coming in today and taking time out of your busy schedules coming in and educating our listeners. Mario Larrea, Home First Lending. Manny Febre, Vice President for Febre Frameworks. Jason Brooks, Vice President of Retail Sales for E-Mortgage Management, Delbro Mortgage. And I want to thank all of our expert contributors as well, and the folks behind the scene helping put the show together, all the teamwork that comes together with this. And we want to remind you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up leftover food you may have, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that you see in need, and donate. Be a force for good. Donate leftover clothing, leftover supplies that you may have to your local churches or food banks, and be a force for good in the community out there. And we'll see you next time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.